Party till the sun come up, and that's like 6 or 7. Drinking like we'll never get to heaven. Pray for my homies, but I always give shit to Kevin. Pull up and stun gas pedal, keep the engine revving. My league of gentlemen just turned into a coalition. We love the enemies, the enemy is prohibition. My women love to wear black, I only notice witches. She love the magic stick of coach and say it's so delicious. Superstitious, so arisen. Even the 4 kids, hocus pocus, go ballistic. Feeling alcoholic and wearing no religions. Bless the homies, we smooth, so you know we ninjas. Going Shinobi, I'm cool, but you know we switching. Walk in, drink gin on the rocks. Sip, take a swig of my fear to the whisk. With my crew like we trying to pull fish on the docks. I'ma throw out the line, I'm a real and a chick. Welcome back, baby. Oh, yeah. It's the final iteration of our weekly shows. Thank you to all that view this show on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And if you're here for Wednesday, man, you are a trooper. You're a diehard. You're a day one. You're exactly what we want here in this viewing audience up in this chat. I appreciate you. I'm the host of this here channel. My name's Gaff. I do this shit every goddamn day of the week. I give you guys MMA and boxing tips, picks, parlays, and tricks, you know, all that shit. And I'm back again to give you guys what you want, what you need. A little pick-me-up on Hump Day. It's Wednesday, baby. And that means it's Hump Day here for One More Round Fights. It's Hump Day for you, too. And what we do here on Hump Day is we talk about the best grappling performances in the game, past, present, and future. We talk about submission props. We talk about takedown props. We look at some highlights. We take a look at the stats. I mean, we give you some news, too. What more do you want? God damn. This channel covers you from all sides, octagon, hexagon, triangle, square. We don't give a fuck. And if you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. All right? If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We, small business here. If you could be so kindly as to let go of that subscribe that you've been holding on to like a fucking witch. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Scan that QR code right there. That'll subscribe you to the YouTube. And if you are so inclined, please also spread a like, a follow, all the sorts of things that you can do across the various social channels. One More Round Fights everywhere except for X. Fuck you, Elon. It's One More Round F8 there because his bitch ass has a character limit. Shame on you, Elon Musk. Shame on you. Anyways, don't forget to follow One More Round Fights. I'm kicking ass, taking names over there on Prop Quiz. For all intents and purposes, I'm undefeated. I don't care what anyone says. All right? I'm undefeated, bitch. Hate on it if you want. Hate on it if you want, but you know I'm undefeated on Prop Quiz. You know it in your heart and soul. You know it. You know it, you know it, you know it. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk some news first. Let's see who's up in the chat, too. Chat, what's up? Altis Kamo says, the thumbnail for this video is wild. It's Hump Day, baby. We get crazy. We get wild. You know what I mean? Her performance was eye-popping, to say the least, from all angles. So, had to put her on the thumb. Had to show our love to Eileen Perez. Hump day. Had to do it. Had to do it. You know, there was a little something in the back of my mind like, "No, you shouldn't do this." And then the other side of me was like, "Fuck that shit. Who gives a shit? We're doing it." Me Rocket says 12 more round fights, bro. 12 more rounds? I could barely do one, bro. There's one round of fucking 8 shows a week. What do we do? 8 shows a week? Let's see. Sunday, let's count it as the next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, soon to be dropping Thursday. We have Friday CP units. We do watch alongs and we do locker rooms on Saturdays. That's 8 shows, mofos. I'm out here 8 times a week on that ass, and you guys aren't giving me likes and subs. Shame on you. You're the worst type of scumbag. How dare you? How dare you not share a like, a subscribe, a share? That is shameful on your part. Ugh. Type Durham. Me Raga says smoking is haram. No, it's not. Smoking for Harambe? Is that what you mean? Did you already put in some bets for UFC? Not yet, but I have seen that lines have dropped. We'll probably get to take a look at some props. Prelims probably haven't, but main card lines have dropped. Props of all types. We're going to take a look at that, bitch. We're going to take a look at that. LT Schmote says there should be some Smash Pass segment to Wednesday's Double Entendre. That could be an upcoming segment, Smash or No, where we bring in fighters. I have reached out to some fighters. Now, I realize the level of fighter that won't answer and the level of fighter that will. So maybe we'll get some early prelims fighters. But, you know, we'll see what happens. We do have some segments in the lab ready to go for live. Yes, for live. Live segments with fighters to go, but we haven't reached our sub goals. And our sub goals dictate the segments that come out. And once we hit that 1,000, once we start getting ads, that is when you'll see some real crazy segments drop. Now you'll get some new stuff on Thursday, something coming this Thursday, even. Hopefully, if I can finish it in time. But yeah, you got to earn that shit. Subscribe, like the videos. All right. Luke in his house, he says, let's go. Throwing up the smoke emojis. He knows what's up. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into some news. It's hump day. Let's get the cordials out of the way, shall we? So it's called MMA updates, but we should just call it combat sports updates now, shall we? Maybe I'll change the lower by this time next week. But right now, I'm not fucking doing it. All right, let's talk about the biggest news for me this week. Should be the biggest news for you. Should be the biggest news around the world. I don't know why this isn't huge right now. The UFC's reach will more than double to over 200 million subscribers. Paramount Plus plans to merge with HBO Max. Yes, Paramount Skydance, led by CEO David Ellison, has reached an agreement to purchase Warner Bros. And all of its assets, which includes HBO and HBO Max streaming services. This boasts over 131 million subscribers. And guess what? Paramount's current reach, 79 billion. Sorry, million? Whatever. All right. So 200 million subscribers based on the current totals for the two services. Yeah, I think I meant million, 79 million. Billion's crazy. That's more than the amount of people on Earth. But anyways, yeah, 79 million for Paramount Plus. They're adding 131 from HBO Max. We're going to be over 200 million subscribers. More than doubling their reach. That's fucking huge. US people, that's huge. Well, I mean, can't get bigger than we already have it for free. But anyways, yeah. Pretty big news. Pretty big news. That's huge. That's fucking huge. Smaller news, ongoing news that we've heard for what, a millionth bajillionth fucking time at this point. Man, Luke says there may be some overlap from HBO and Paramount customers, obviously. I mean, I'm one of them. I'm definitely double dipping over here. I got a Max subscription and a Paramount subscription, but let's say that's 50 million of them. Let's say even 30 million. 30 million overlap. That's still 200 million because that's 80 million plus 130 million. And you take off 30 million, so that's 100 million. 80 million, 100 million, that's still almost 200 million. So that's still a huge reach. And then one more round is now under Paramount. He only streams once a month now. What am I, BC? Okay. Cosmo says, nice thumbnail. I know you appreciate the thumbnail. That'll get that. I knew that would bring the people in. I knew the thumbnail would bring the perverts in. No, I'm kidding. But yeah. Huge. Like we can't assume 131 million don't already have Paramount. Yeah, at least let's say 50 million already have Paramount. Still a lot of people. What do you think of an RDR Oliveira underdog parlay? I'm thinking of sprinkling a little on it. That would be my hedge to end my night because of based on who's going to be in my parlay. That would probably be my hedge. I'm like, all right, first leg's through. All I need is these last two. Let me hedge with this. That would probably, yeah, that would be my hedger, to be honest. But also, how does this merge work? It's all HBO content just going to be on Paramount now. Customers have to subscribe to Paramount because a few will just say F it in the process. I imagine it's going to be something like kind of like when a telephone service kind of gives you a Netflix account. They're like, oh, here's your code. Or use your email to log into here and you'll already have access. It's going to be something like that. It's like, oh, use your Paramount Plus email on your HBO Max account and you will already have blank, blank, blank. It doesn't come with blank, but some shit like that. It's probably going to be like that. It could be a complete hostile takeover that we've seen before where it's like, oh shit, the app just went dark. Where like, oh, the app don't even work no more. And then you just look, it's all on the other app. You're like, holy fuck, how'd they do that fast? Seen that happen before too. So there's lots of ways to do it. It could just be HBO Max, or it could be, they could just change the name of HBO Max to Paramount Max or some shit like that. There's so many ways they could do it. Almost too many ways they could do it. They don't even have to change the app. They could have two different apps. We've seen HBO Go and HBO Max operate simultaneously at the same time. We've seen that happen. We've seen Fox One and Fox Sports operate at the same time. So I'm not surprised if they do something stupid like that. It should obviously be all on one app. Should obviously make people go to one place. But I could see something stupid go down for sure. But yeah, huge fucking news, man. Huge fucking news for the world. Spreading that MMA juice all over. Spreading all over. Connor says he's in negotiations to fight this summer. So does John Jones. They say they're still in negotiations for the White House. We're just going to add that, sprinkle it in there because it's always in the fucking news for some reason. So, we may never see either of those guys fight again, but they'll always be in the news. I'll tell you that much. Some fight drop news. Not the greatest news, not the hottest batch. I'd rate this like a fucking C-, maybe a C+ with the last bit. But Ione Barcelos faces Montel Jackson at a UFC Vegas card in April. That fight has been booked. I imagine that'll be like UFC Vegas 116 or some shit like that. But yeah, Ione Barcelos, Montel Jackson. We haven't seen Montel Jackson in a little bit. I'm excited to see him fight again. Heavy-handed, taking out young up-and-comers on his way up, saying, oh yeah, y'all forgot about me? Forgot about me, bitch? And Ione Barcelos a tough out. I mean, ask Peyton Talbot. So, yeah, that's a solid fight. Solid fight at bantamweight. UFC 28 planned for UFC Newark. Yeah, UFC 328 in Newark. Middleweight bout announced for it. Definitely not the main event. Should be a numbered event. UFC 328, I did say that. But a middleweight bout has already been set for that card. It's Marco Tulio. standing at 14-2. He takes on Roman Kopylov, 14-5. That'll be May 9th. May 9th, UFC 328, Newark, New Jersey. You can bet your sweet ass, your mama's ass, your cousin's ass, your sister's ass, fucking everybody's ass. Me and Luke gonna be there. We going. If you're in Newark and you want to see us pull up to the card, maybe even get a fucking interview or two off, some BTS, eating some fucking crafty in the back. Me and Luke, UFC Newark, May 9th. We're going to get a ticketed event go. I'm just fucking around. We're not morning combat out here. All right. PFL news. PFL Brussels event has been announced. Yeah, PFL Brussels. You're like, Brussels? As in Belgium? Yeah, Brussels, Belgium. Headline, Patrick Habarora. They're feeding him another vet, baby. Oh, yeah. They said, Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts, here you go. Eat that hot chocolate up right there. Oh, delicious, right, Patrick? Here's some bendo. You want some bendo too? Yeah. Benson Henderson is main eventing against Patrick Habarora May 23rd at PFL Brussels. He ends his MMA retirement just to get sent back to hell by a young up-and-comer in Patrick Habarora. If you watch this channel consistently, you know how we feel about Patrick Habarora. You know that we watched him on the PFL Africas, on the PFL Europes. We know what he can do to people. And they're sending him Benson. I know Benson is a tough-ass vet. I know he's a tough out. I know this and that. Yeah, when you're facing Alexi Pergandi, okay, not Patrick Habarora. Did you see what he did to Danny Roberts? Oh, man. Why would you end your retirement for that? If he goes the distance with this young man, he's even more goated than I thought, but it's going to be tough, man. I've seen Bendo and that crazy hair flop to the ground after taking a big, heavy shot. I don't want to see it again, but we're gonna. Patrick Habarora TKO. I love you, Bendo, but Patrick Habarora TKO. And last news, and the biggest news for me, and not fight announcements, but fighter announcements, let's say. Adriano Moraes. That's right. Former Demetrius Johnson, two-time opponent. Knocked him out the first time, got knocked out the second time. He has now left one championship, and he enters free agency. Oh, yeah. Adriano Moraes in the UFC, I don't give a fuck if it's flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight. I don't give a fuck where he wants to fight at. This man is going to be fun for any division we put him in. If I had to put my money on it, I'd go bantams. If I were him, if I were, based on the skill sets that are doing well in that division currently, I'd go with bantams, but we'll see what the man does. I can almost guarantee we'll see him on the UFC roster at some point. He says he can be a part of the UFC roster, and that's where he's putting his eye. You don't just say a name unless you're actively trying to go there. It's like fucking Candyman or what was the one in the mirror? Bloody Mary. One of those. You don't say the name unless you're trying to be over there, or else you keep your options open. You'd be like, give some politician ass answer like, oh yeah, whatever has the best competition, and wherever I could use my skills best. No, none of that bullshit. Nah, he said I could be part of the UFC roster. I'm one of the best fighters in the world. I need to see Adriano Moraes in the UFC. I need to see it. And no knees to grounded opponents, mofo. We'll be watching that shit. We'll be watching Adriano. At least I will. Oh, shit. Luke joins. Luke is a member. Wait, hold on. Oh, Sleeto. Sleeto re-up too. Okay. Miraka says, I have a Paramount subscription only because it's the only place I can watch my favorite show, RuPaul Drag Race. Sleeto says, oh, Sleeto's a member. Let's go. He's been a member for 2 months. Appreciate you, Sleeto. Memberships. Go get you some. It's worth it. Your life will change for the better, I promise. Luke says they say Islam will fight on that July card, so I'm trying to figure out who will headline the New Jersey card. That is interesting. Don't get your hopes up, bro. It's New Jersey. Can't imagine we'd be getting the best. It's probably going to be like a Marab interim bout. Let's be honest. And then I I don't think Yan's fighting in the first 6 months. I think he said in the second half, but Luke says maybe Yan Marab 3, and then or Ilya Gaethje if it doesn't end up on the White House card. Yan won't be ready until June the earliest. That's what he said on Ariel Helwani yesterday. Oh, okay. Yeah, June the earliest. And I can't imagine it would be June. So yeah. Salito, that was from Cosmo Kramer. Salito says YouTube filtered my chat saying Charles claimed Alex is getting Jones. Oh, really? Alex is getting Jones, Charles says. Well, that's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was the UFC. I'd be like, oh, Jones paid it. Yeah, give me that. Luke's been a member for 2 months. Appreciate you, brother. Ilya Gaethje in New Jersey would be sick, and that would be something I would be so excited to go to see an Ilya fight, to see a Gaethje fight. That's a fighter on my list to see in person. Gaethje. Haven't seen him yet. So for sure, he's a top 5 or maybe top 10, but top 5er. I'll say for now. Otherwise, that's literally only Chimaev as far as men's divisions, unless Murphy Evloev turn around for May to fight Volk, but I doubt it. And I feel like Volk's going to be slowing down a little bit this year, too. Me Rocket says, why isn't Aljamain fighting in Newark? Because Aljo's at RAF events, kicking it up in the background of Giorgio Poulos videos. You feel me? He's doing what he does. Shout out to Aljo. Maybe he will be, but definitely not main event unless they pull Volk Aljo out their ass. Yeah, you never know. And Aljo makes Long Island look bad. No, he makes us look fantastic. LT's come on. All right. I mean, come on. He's a champion. Put some respect on my boy Aljo. How dare you? Don't make me switch my shirt off right on stream for my Jones out for my Aljo. I'll fucking do it. All right, and last updates, we'll just talk about some events in grappling that happened. RAF 6 happened. Henry Cejudo defeats Uriah Faber by technical fall in round 3. At middleweight, Arman Tsarukyan defeats Giorgio Poulos by 5-3. A brawl breaks out in the end of it. I'm sure you guys saw that this week. I have some news at the end of this spiel on that. At middleweight, Aljamain Sterling, defeats Benson Henderson by technical fall, round 3. That's what Aljo's doing, making Long Island look good. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Taking out somebody who fought 2 weight classes heavier than him, now 1 weight class heavier than him, but still. Shout out to Aljamain Sterling. In the welterweight championship, David Carr defeats Bubba Jenkins via tech fall, round 1. At featherweight, Andrew Alvarez defeats Bryce Meredith via tech fall, round 2. That's Bryce Meredith from the PFL. At light heavyweight, Givi, blah, 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 beats Stephen Buchanan by 3-3. Women's strawweight, UCL Yepes defeats Everest Ladecker via 10-3. We're just going to skip these and go down to featherweight. Jordan Oliver defeats Bo Barrett 5-3. All right, so that was RAF 6, headlined by Henry Cejudo and Uriah Faber. It should be noted that a rematch between Arman Tsarukyan and Giorgio Poulos was set for March 11th in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. But that fight has fallen through. Giorgio Poulos is no longer scheduled to face him in the rematch. This came in Tuesday morning. So that rematch is no longer happening. It is what it is. Karate Combat 59 happened. You guys might have seen Walter Walker submit Zion Clark with a rear naked choke. You know, that was the only grappling that happened on that event. And other news, UFC BJJ 5 happened. You guys might have missed that. Mikey Musumeci defeated Shaymon Tig via footlock, round 2. He retained the UFC BJJ Bantamweight Championship. Also, Jacare defeated Tarek Hopstick. He retained his UFC BJJ Middleweight Championship. Shout out to my boy Jacare. And besides that, you know, we had a Gracie on there, Jontas Gracie. Yeah, that's it for the news. All right, that's it for the news. Now, the real reason we're here is Hump Day. It's Hump Day, baby. I mean, everyone from Long Island is a saint. Thank you. Thank you. Rex Harriman makes Long Island look bad. Yes, Cosmo. Yes. He lived like two towns away from me too, which is unsettling. In a town that I like to, you know, frequent some bars in that area. So I wonder how many times I brush shoulders with Rex. I wonder how many times, or even just passed him in traffic. I wonder. That's something that passes my mind frequently sometimes when I'm in that area. I'm like, how many times did I pass this motherfucker, man? Like, how many times? That's crazy to think about. But anyways, is there a Zuffa boxing card coming up? Do you stream those cards? Meat Rocket. I do not stream the Zuffa boxing cards on Sundays. I have thought about it a couple times, but I already do my stream on Sunday. I'm not trying to double dip unless I'm extremely bored and Dakota's out of town. More than likely, I won't be doing a second Sunday stream, unfortunately, for y'all. Because that stream will be fun. I mean, I cashed amazingly on Zuffa Boxing 3. I cashed a plus 1100. I cashed on the main event, the co-main event, a random fight on the undercard. It was money just kept flowing in on that Sunday. I told you guys the TKO. I told you guys the TKO 1 through 6, and I hope y'all listen because I made my money. That would have been a fat little stream we would have had too. Luke says Sunday Meat Rocket, and then Luke also says, I don't know if he's streaming it, but there is one. Let's talk about the best grapplers in MMA. The most dominant grapplers this year, those best performances. We had a top 5 list. I will have a new top 10 list at the end of this for you. We have a top 5 list. Do you remember it? Probably not, because it was like 2 fucking weeks ago. So let me refresh your goddamn memory. These are the top 5 grapplers in MMA as we've had it this past year. We've only had a handful of events, but this is what we had. Mario Bautista defeating Vinicius Oliveira via submission, rear naked choke, round 2, 4 minutes and 46 seconds at UFC Vegas. In the 2 spot at PFL, we have Usman Nurmagomedov defeating Alfie Davis via technical submission, arm triangle choke, round 3, 4 minutes and 41 seconds. In the 3 spot, in his title interim victory, Justin Gaethje defeated Paddy Pimblett via unanimous decision, utilizing that front headlock choke for 3 takedowns in that fight. At the 4 spot, Benoit Saint Denis defeats Dan Hooker via TKO punches with his relentless takedown offense. Round 2, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And in the 5 spot, Gene Silva defeats Arnold Allen via unanimous decision. I mean, the man surfed his fucking back. Okay? The man surfed his back, goddammit. He absolutely deserves to be in our top 5 list. Will he remain in the top 10 list after the performances we had over the last couple of weeks in UFC Mexico City and UFC Houston? I don't know. But the time has now come for us to take a look at them. And we'll start first with UFC Houston. Not too many entries from this card, unfortunately. Let's bring the chat in just in case Chad has something to say. Hello, gents. What up, Wheels Up? How you feeling? UFC Houston had 3 entries to our list, 2 worthy of showing and talking about. Okay. But our first entry, I mean, we've seen it. I'm hard to miss it. This knockout was pretty brutal. Okay. But it was this man's grappling that got him there. All right. Jacoby Smith defeats Josiah Harrell via KO. Ground and pound, round 1, 2 minutes and 1 second. It should be noted that this grappling performance may make our top 10 list because he was 2 for 2 on his takedowns and very dominant in the way he pursued his finish. Immediately getting to his position, not giving any leeway, and hammering down below. Shout out to Jacoby Smith with his TKO finish of Josiah Harrell. Let's show it, baby. Let's show it. Got the takedown and got to this position immediately. Basically a crucifix. Essentially a crucifix to knock him out. Man, and had him out cold. Like, look at this. 1, and then those were just to finish him off. My lordy, Lord. Okay, so that was Josiah Harrell and Jacoby Smith. I mean, if you want to quickly take a look at the stats from that fight, Where is it here? This it didn't open. Oh yeah, Michelle Pereira and Zachary's opened up the prelims, but these were the stats on the fight. Didn't need a knockdown because he got the takedown. 37 total strikes landed in the fight. 33 of those significant. Half of those landing in that last sequence that we just saw there, and he was 100% on his takedowns, 2 for 2. I think he deserved to be in the top 10 list. I don't know what you guys think, but another person that deserved to be on the list now didn't have the most dominant performance, but they were able to secure the win. Okay, most importantly. And it's their grappling that got them there. They fought fire with fire. And I'm going to talk about Punele Soriano and Ramiz Brahimaj. Now, the reason this fight gets to get talked about in terms of grappling, I mean, Ramiz Brahimaj was 3 for 11 on his takedowns, took round 1 early and kept spamming his takedowns. But Punele Soriano was more efficient with his takedowns. He was 3 for 4. All right, 75% on his takedowns. When he saw those hips, he took his opportunity and he capitalized on it. He used it to get the more dominant striking, land more volume. 66 strikes to 43 strikes, 40 significant strikes, pretty even on the significant strikes. Didn't use any submission attempts either guy, but the grappling is what sealed the victory for him. 3 for 4 on takedowns when his opponent was 3 for 11 on takedowns. Being more accurate on your takedowns in a fight that's relatively close is exactly what got him the win. So shout out to Punele Soriano. He defeats Ramiz Brahimaj via unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 29-28 across the board. And that's what got him the victoire. Okay. Luke says, sup wheels. That was an early stoppage. Where's Murigata when we need him? And then Francis Marshall looked nice in the grappling on Mexico card, but he was like minus 800 favorite. He may be talked about, and he may join the top 10 list too, Cosmo. You never know. But the last fight on UFC Mexico City that we will be talking about that ended in a fantastic performance. I mean, it needs to be talked about because no one expected this. I can guarantee none of you motherfuckers expected this. I didn't. I know I didn't. But Jordan, leave it, bro. Jordan, leave it. Who thought he was going to defeat Yadier Del Valle like that? Unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. The man went 4 for 8 on his takedowns in this unanimous decision victory. All right. He didn't beat him on total strikes, obviously lost on total strikes. It was very close on the significant strikes, but we see exactly what won him the bout. This right here, 4 for 8, 50% on his takedowns, but he didn't need to be that accurate to get the win. He just needed to control time and to look dominant to be on top for most of this fight, and his grappling is exactly what won him this fight. At featherweight, Jordan Leavitt moving down from lightweight to featherweight, using his size as an advantage. And if you didn't think he was using his size to his advantage, well, if you can do this to another man, you can bet your ass you're using your size to your advantage. If you can do this to another man, I mean, the man's spanking him on national TV. Literally spanking him on national TV. If a man does that to me on national TV in front of my family, I don't give a fuck about my career. We're meeting in the back. We're meeting in the back, brother. No, I'm not getting dominated and embarrassed. That's not happening. Not me. Luke says, leave it to Beaver. Did you know the great Isaac Delgarian beat Francis Marshall? Oh, wow. Delgarian before he turned to the dark side? I believe it. I believe it. But, man, absolutely spanking Yadier Del Valle. Legitimately spanking him. Not a joke. So that's why he deserves to be on my list. When you have that dominant performance, you even have the time to spank a man in that octagon, yeah, you're going to join the list. You're going to join the list. All right. We got to talk about it. UFC Mexico City is the card that gave us a lot of grappling performances as well. Had a few. We had like 5 grappling performances on here. A few of them going to make that list. All right. Only a Sith deals in absolutes, says me, Rocket. Oh, man. We had, the one I want to talk about the most is another unexpected grappling performance, bro. I mean, who thought this man would get 3 takedowns? Who thought that this man would get 3 takedowns. Bobby King Green. He gets the knockdown to obviously win the fight because he won this fight by TKO. 100 total strikes, 86 of them significant. And he went 3 for 3, 100% on his takedowns. 3 for 3. I know he got a TKO win, and he got it on the feet. But he set it up by throwing this young, up-and-coming lightweight off by mixing in the takedowns so well. If anything, Zellhuber should have been the one mixing the takedowns on Bobby Green. But Bobby Green threw his game off by, number one, confusing him with his style on the feet. And number two, mixing in takedowns exactly when Zellhuber was coming forward and stopping his momentum. So every time he tried to build, the takedowns would stop it. Bobby Green had a fan-freaking-tastic performance. Let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? I mean, let's go, Bobby. Let's go, Bobby. We're going to, oh, God, no, this is not what I wanted to show, but whatever. I mean, come on, Bobby. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these takedowns. Look at these takedowns from our boy Bobby Green. Look at this shit. Getting to the back, confusing his opponent. And then he's like, what the fuck? I was supposed to do that. And then he's catching him on the feet. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Bop. Oh, and then ends it. Oh, God, Bobby. You didn't have to do him this dirty, brother. You did not have to do him this dirty. Oh. Yeah, that's Bobby Green. That's Bobby Green with the 3 for 3 on the takedowns. Put some respect on his goddamn name, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. Preach. Preach. All right. I don't want to hear any more Bobby Green slander. I put him on a high-risk parlay. I gave you guys that pick. I hope you cashed on it. I put him on the CP units. I hope you cashed on it. I had him on the TKO prop. Hope you cashed on that too. All right? I ain't new to this shit. I'm true to this shit. Okay? Moving on. We had another fantastic grappling performance from a young up-and-comer on this card. Let's talk about Santiago Luna, our guy. Look at this. Get a little. Doubled up his opponent on total strikes. More than doubled up his opponent on significant strikes. Almost every strike he threw was significant. And get this. 5ers for 5ers on takedowns. 5 for 5 in a 3-round fight. That's right. 5 for 5 in a 3-round fight. Shout out to Santiago Luna. He's not joining my list because, again, it didn't feel that dominant, even though he got 5 of 5 and landed 130 significant strikes. It didn't feel that dominant. I kind of felt like Pacheco was 1 round away from getting back into this fight. So it was a solid performance. He did win 30-27 across the board, 5 for 5 on his takedowns, but no. I don't think that's joining our top 10 list on the year. I mean, keep in mind, Lawrence Louis was 7 for 10 on his takedowns. Okay, so, and he's not in our top 5, and I don't think he's making our top 10 list. Okay, so unfortunately, I mean, something to talk about, but this is, I mean, you've seen her. You've seen her on the thumbnail. You've seen her on the start graphic. You've seen her everywhere. You know her performance is one of the most dominant of the night. You know we had to talk about Eileen Perez defeating Macy Chasson. Obviously, we've seen it going this way. Macy Chasson, that is her weakness. She ends up on her back being lanky as she does. You would think that she keeps the fight on the feet, but she just somehow can't do it. And Eileen Perez, 68 total strikes, 27 of those significant, 6 for 10 on takedowns. 6 for 10. 6 takedowns. Absolutely couldn't. Chasson couldn't stay on the feet. It was all Eileen Perez. Every time she got back to her feet, she'd build, get back up, and then she'd take her right the fuck back down. Right the fuck back down. Dominant performance from Eileen Perez. The scorecards wouldn't depict that. They have it 29-28 across the board. I had it 3-0. I didn't think Chasson won any of those rounds, in my opinion. I pretty much gave Eileen Perez every single round, even the first. But yeah, It was a dominant performance, and so dominant even that she was able to dance on her opponent more than a couple times. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check out the first one. Okay. Nice little flair on it. Nice little flair on it just to solidify the WW Dubberson. She had to. She had to. She does this to a lot of her opponents. Okay, but that's not the one that caught social media's attention. It's not it. It's not the one. The one that caught social media's attention that's been making the rounds is this mofo right here. Yeah. And then the cut. Look at the cut to her opponent just rethinking her life. Just absolutely, and then more twerking. And then more twerking afterwards. Just rethinking her life after losing to her in that fashion. Got twerked on, and then just gets absolutely, yep. Yeah, that happened. Yep. That happened. Shout out to Eileen Perez with a big win for her team, her camp, all that. All that. Shout out to a big win. The fight that happened right before this was another great grappling performance, but not one that I think is going to crack our top 10. Christian Quinones, Chris Moutinho. I mean, we kind of expected this to be a dominant look for Christian Quinones. Moutinho always comes forward, but when you come forward, your hips are easily there to be taken down. Guess what? That made Quinones 7 for 10. 70% on his takedowns, beefing the stats up real quick. This was a stat beefer for Christian Quinones. He came in here ready to just take him down. That's what he did. 7 for 10. Had to talk about it. Solid grappling performance out of him. But a grappling performance that I think cracked our top 10, maybe even cracked our top 5, if not came damn close, was the very first fight on this card. And the man deserves to be talked about. I mean, let's go over here and peep the stats. Nothing that'll pop your eyes out real quick, but it was the second fight on the card. But he gets the submission victory, so a finish due to his grappling. Goes 1 for 2 on the takedowns. Okay. If you don't get it the first time, try the second time. And yes, he did succeed the second time. Only needed 1 submission attempt to get his submission. Didn't even need to land that many strikes. 10 of 13 total strikes thrown. 3 of them were significant of the 5 significance he threw. And gets the submission in less than a half a round. Less than a half a round. Got right to his game. Dominant with his grappling. Got his takedown. Circled right to the back. Sunk the choke in, got the submission victory. We have to talk about this Francis Marshall victory. How do you not? I mean, we're not going to show the entire sequence to how he got to the back, but we could show a sub. I think it's the lone sub on this list, so we kind of have to, don't we? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Francis Marshall. If you don't know what he looks like, that's what he looks like. Oh, look at that tap. Quickers. Shout out to Francis Marshall. Cracking our top 10 list. All right. And those are the submissions and the dominant grappling performances from UFC Mexico City. So now we got to talk about our top grapplers this year and our new top 10 list. Okay. And disagree, agree, tell me how you feel about it in the comments, in the chat, however you want to feel about these grappling performances. But this is my top 10 list of this year thus far. At number 1, Mario Bautista still holds it down, defeating Vinicius Oliveira by rear naked choke, round 2, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. In the 2 spot, Usman Nurmagomedov defeats Alfie Davis via technical submission, arm triangle choke, round 3, 4 minutes and 41 seconds. At the 3 spot, Justin Gaethje wins the title over Paddy Pimblett with a unanimous decision. At the 4 spot, BSD defeats Dan Hooker via TKO punches, round 2, 4 minutes and 45 seconds, spamming his takedowns. In the 5 spot, Bobby King Green getting his TKO over Daniel Zellhuber, going 3 for 3 on his takedowns. Gets the TKO win in round 2, 4 minutes and 55 seconds. At the 6th spot, Francis Marshall gets his submission victory over Eric Silva by rear naked choke, round 1, 2 minutes and 29 seconds. In the 7th spot, Eileen Perez defeats Macy Chasson, getting 6 takedowns in the fight via unanimous decision. At the 8th spot, Jacoby Smith defeating Josiah Harrell. This fight is low on the list because it was a short notice opponent. He gets the KO via ground and pound. I forgot to include the rounds for that. My apologies. But that was a round one. I believe that was 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Gene Silva with his decision victory over Arnold Allen in the 9 spot, surfing a man's back, had to do it. And in other forms of humiliation in the 10 spot, Jordan Leavitt defeating Yadier Del Valle via unanimous decision and spanking him in the process. Those are my top 10 grappling performances on the year thus far. I hope you like them. If you didn't, it is what it is. It's my list, not yours. Maybe we'll have some changes by next week. You never know what happens. You never know what happens. Okay, let's see what the chat's saying. I can't believe you won big on Robert Greene. That guy is Zellhuber's elite. How dare you, Meat Rocket? I will say I really did a vibe with Luke Jed and Chuck live. I really did vibe with the Luke Jed Chuck live show. Speaking of ground control, Long Island Luke, you had great leverage and a body lock over that whole massively produced live show. Luke says, thanks, man. Isn't Zellhuber like 0-4 as a favorite in the UFC with losses as a minus 900, minus 450, minus 300 favorite recently? Cut his ass. I mean, he's still young, bro. Give him a shot. It's just the matchmaking. Luke says, the in-studio show are a lot of fun. We'll do them for every numbered event. Let's go, Luke. Crew may change, but either way. And then Wheels Up says, I will let King Green lose. I will bet King Green loses every fight until he retires. Stop, Wheels Up. King Green is a one more round fighter. Okay. We've made money on King Green multiple times. All right. I can't believe you're showing the actual fights on here. I'm reporting you, says Meat Rocket. After that last string of losses, I didn't think Robert Greene would win another fight. Could have got cut now. He's on a winning streak. I know. It's crazy, right? This game is crazy. I might be broke at the end of that experiment, but I think Green is so cooked. He won only because he fought someone who should have never considered a chef. A chef, yeah, I guess. Cosmo says, does women's MMA as a whole or a heavyweight division have a brighter future? Women's MMA, baby. Shout out to Regina Taryn. Meat Rocket says, all she cares about is her ass. Who? Oh, Eileen Perez. LT's commode, smash pass or what? I don't know. Eileen Perez versus Tracy Cortez, absolutely no sense, but it's more interesting than 90% of the fights they can make at women's bantamweight. It's not a bad move. I like the Rene Aldana fight. It's not a bad move either. Wheels Up says the flair of 1960s pinup model was truly the kick of her legs, right? That's exactly, yeah. I think that was an homage to that. Classy? No. Classy-esque. Classy-esque. I wouldn't say classy as a whole, but classy-esque. I say let's give Moutinho another chance. I still give greatness in him. I would love to see him in one more fight, man. He's a fun fighter. He comes forward. He makes the fight exciting. He's never going to be in a boring fight. I like Moutinho. This seems like a loser leaves town match. Who do you like in the World Baseball Classic this year? I heard Australia has a squad. I have no idea, bro. I don't even watch that. Raul Rosas and RDR coming for that number 1 spot this weekend, possibly subbing. I don't know. Those guys have tough opponents that don't get subbed. That's the tough part about them. And I love when Leavitt does those victory splits. I do them all the time, says me Rocket. Ariel Hawani is, whoa. Why would you say that, Nestors? 8704. And then me Rocket 69 says, I think Font could do well in this fight. I'm thinking of betting the spread. Do you think Font could win a round? Absolutely. Absolutely. If Christian Rodriguez could basically beat Raul Rosas Jr., what the fuck do you think Rob Font could do? Rob Font is a bigger, stronger version of C-Rod. All right. And then Luke says, your glaze for Moutinho is Henry-esque. Stop. It's not glazing. I'm just saying he's fun. He's a fun fighter. When you see him fight, you're not like, oh, great, we're going to see a boring fight. He's coming in there. He's swinging the mitts. He's swinging the mitts. Go down or succeed. He's swinging the mitts, man. And you got to respect that. He's going out there and fighting like his heritage. I don't even know if he's Moutinho. I don't know if he's Spanish, Brazilian, Mexican. I don't know what blood he's got, but he's got a fighter in him. I'll tell you that much. And then Luke says, I'm just playing. All right, what do we do? Oh, we went over the best grapplers we got to talk about entries that might happen this week. All right. So guess what? We got to talk about picks on UFC 326. All right. There's a lot of submission props that are possible. Okay, a lot of submission props that are possible. Let me bring in the chart. Let me bring in the chart. Let me just get to it real quick. Should have really set myself up to have this ready, huh? But too much blabbing by me. Too much of this. Too much of that. All right, so let's start at the bottom. All right. And there's not a lot at the bottom that I'm confident in. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. I'm liking Luke Hernandez to get a TKO. Bellato, I don't like this to go long. If I was doing a parlay, it's a fight doesn't go the distance parlay. This fight, they're swinging mitts. Lee's swinging mitts. Bolaño's swinging mitts. No subs happening there. This fight, light heavyweight, has intrigued me for a submission prop. Now, number one, I'd like you to take a look at this. Brasil. All right. You know what these Brazilians like to do. All right. Now I'm not being, I'm not feeding into the stereotypes. Look at that percentage. 43% subs. 43% subs. Now, you're probably not, your hair's not blown back by that, is it? It's probably not. You're like, okay, great. 43% sub. Why the fuck would I take his submission, dumbass? Well, what if I told you that both of Nurzega's losses, his only 2 losses, were by sub? If I told you that, would that intrigue you for a sub prop? It probably would, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that should be noted. Nurzega has 2 submission losses. Of his 2 losses, 2 of them are by submission. So yeah, we're looking at that to buy a sub. All right, we're taking a nice, sexy gander at that sub right there. This is another sub that you should look at. I'm not sure that it'll happen, though. I like Sumaderji to finally be able to close that hole in his fucking game. But if you think that hole is still fucking there, which it seems to glaringly be, well, Jesus Aguilar as a dog might be a prop for you. Okay? Let me tell you why. Aguilar has 7 submission wins. Yeah, he has 12 wins, and 7 of them are by submission. Okay? 12 wins, 7 of them are by submission. Win by submission, look at that, 58% right there, if you don't believe me yourself. Right there. Okay? Now, let me also tell you that Maderji has 6 submission losses. Yeah, I'm not shitting you. 6 submission losses. All right? Every single one of Maderji's losses in the UFC, except for the Charles Johnson loss, was by sub. All right? So, yeah, if you're kind of feeling a dog and you're kind of feeling Jesus Aguilar to pull it off, then you're probably feeling this fight to end in sub for Jesus Aguilar. Okay? So that's a sub prop you guys should be looking at this week. I don't know if it's going to make it in. I don't know if I have the balls to put that in my submission parlay. But I am taking a big, long look at it. And we will take a look at those props in our suburb parlay of the week in our next segment. Okay? So that fight, obviously, subability there. Also in the Cody Durden versus Tumen Dembarel fight. All right? 35% of Cody Durden's wins, most of his wins are by sub. Fight end sub possibility here because obviously Tumen Dembarel, 67% of his wins are by sub. They both average a high amount of takedowns and both not the greatest accuracy, not the greatest defense either. This fight will end up on the ground at some point. I don't know who gets the sub, but if I had my money on somebody, it's probably Tumen Dembarel. Okay, if I'm keeping it a buck. All right, Tumen Dembarel has 6 submission wins. So does Cody Durden. The thing is, Cody Durden has 5 submission losses. That's right, 5 submission losses. And Tumen Dembarel has won 2 of his last 3 by sub. Cody Durden's on a 3-fight losing streak. All right, so for me, it's probably a Tumen Dembarel sub. And that's almost certainly going in my suburb parlay of the week. All right, just giving you guys a quick little heads up there. Last couple subs that I was kind of looking at. This is probably the last one that I'll be taking seriously on this card. I don't see any sub props on the main card. But Ricky Turcios and Alberto Montes. Number one, Alberto Montes is going to be the bigger guy of the two. Ricky Turcios, not the biggest featherweight out there. Okay? Alberto Montes out of Venezuela. All right? 11-1, 13-5. Keep in mind, one of Turcios' losses in the UFC was by submission, and it was to Raul Rosas. Raul Rosas, who's fighting on the main card. So 55% of this man's wins are by submission. More than half of Montez's wins are by submission. Grappling, not the greatest. Okay? Not the greatest, but not a bad move. Not a bad move if you're looking at sub props for that. All right? And then the other ones that I've already told you about: Tobias, to Mendembarel, Montez, Aguilar. The last two on the main card, which you should maybe entertain, but not take seriously. I would not take these seriously, but worth a look. Worth a motherfucking look. Rob Font, Raul Rosas Jr. Not worth a look at all, in my opinion. Like, don't even look at it, but we just have to talk about it because it should be considered, and it would be egregious to not. Raul Rosas Jr., 55% of his wins are by sub. Okay? A lot of his wins are by sub. If you look at his grappling numbers, 4 takedowns per fight. Okay, not the greatest accuracy on it, but look at Rob Font's takedown defense, 43 fucking percent. Okay, so more often than not, he's ending up on his butt or his back. All right. Now, this should be noted: Raul Rosas Jr., 6 submission victories. Font has 4 submission victories himself. So fight and sub isn't a bad prop here. All right, the only problem here is that he's only been subbed once in his entire career. And it was by somebody that you wouldn't expect. It was by Pedro fucking Munoz. It was a Gilly. All right. So that is the lone submission loss on Rob Font's career, which is why I wouldn't entertain a Raul Rosas sub prop. If anything, a decision for him. But yeah, expect a grappling heavy performance out of him. The sub prop that maybe should be considered, if you truly think this will go the distance and you like the dog, and I'm not taking this, but I would be remiss to not do my due diligence and tell you guys that this is a possibility. It's the Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira fight. 61% of Charles Oliveira's wins are by submission. Okay? More often than not, if he wins the fight, it's by submission. Yeah. And if you're wondering what that number shakes out to be, because he has a hell of a lot of wins on his record, he has 22 of his 36 wins by submission, you motherfuckers. 22 submission wins on his record. Now, the reason I'm not taking this seriously is because this will mostly play out on the feet. Club and sub ability is his best opportunity to get this, because Max notoriously hard to take down and keep down if he does get taken down. But Max does have a submission loss, and it was to Dustin Poirier. And if you want to play some MMA math, well, Oliveira is sub Poirier and Poirier is sub Max, so therefore Oliveira subs Max. So yeah, if you really want to entertain Oliveira win, it's probably by submission. I don't see him knocking out Max, even by ground and pound. I don't see him getting a decision victory. I don't see him being able to hold down Max long enough. That's his best route to victory. So if you like Charles Oliveira, take him by sub, is what I'm telling you. Okay? And that's it. Those are my picks for UFC 326. Those are all the sub probabilities. Tobias, Mendembarel, Montez, Aguilar. And then if you're feeling frisky, Rosas Jr. and Oliveira. If you're feeling frisky in those two. Okay? But the reason we're all motherfucking here, right? That's right. It's the Subber Parlay of the week. We're 0 for 3. I know. But the first week we came damn close. The second week, we came damn close too. Third week, not so much. Not so much in the third week. Whiffed on Francis Marshall. Should have put him in there. It is what it is. Coming back, I already gave you guys our reasoning, so you can obviously see where my head's at. Tobias and Mendembarel are probably going in my submission parlay. Okay. Now, if we go and take a look at the odds, because a lot of odds have dropped, but for a lot of these prelims, it's just overs and unders. So right now, we can't take a look at Tobias. Oh, wait. Can we? Nope. So we can't get either of them right now. I'm just seeing money line bets for them. So we can't see either of those. But my parlay would probably be Tobias by sub, Tobias to defeat. What's his fucking name? Tobias to defeat DR Nursegay, give him his third submission loss. It would be Tumen Dembarel to defeat Cody Durden to hand him his fourth loss in a row and his third win by submission in 4 fights. And I'm not sure which of these two, but either Montez by sub to defeat Ricky Turcios. Ricky Turcios are notoriously tough out, so it may not be him. I may end up going with that dog and round robining this with an Aguilar sub, because Aguilar's a plus 200 dog. So him by sub, brother, that thing's going to be juicy. And Medejia's 6 fucking losses by sub. I'd be crazy to not take a disgustingly sexual prop on that. That thing's got to be 4 digits. It may be 3, like a +8, but that shit got to be 4, bro. It's got to be 4. Are we going to cash 2 weeks on a row on a fat freaking prop? Maybe. But that's my parlay. As of right now, and the parlay that will probably be put out on Saturday, Tobias sub, Tumen Dembarel sub, and Aguilar sub. That's probably what it's going to end up being. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's what it's going to end up being. That's the sub parlay of the week. And the dubber, 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. We lose our takedown parlay on the last leg. 2 of 3, 3 times. I can't believe it. It's almost unbelievable I could be this close 3 times in a row. I don't know if I'm going to do the dubber parlay this week. If I do, I don't know if it's going to be takedown. It could be a fight does not go the distance prop. All right? But for the dubber parlay of the week, I'm feeling a Charles Oliveira takedown. Okay. Should I even look at the stats? Yeah, let's look at the stats, shall we? I'll give you guys reasoning. A Charles Oliveira takedown. Let's get into it real quick. You click on Charles. In the Gamrot fight, got a takedown. Topuria obviously didn't go his way. Didn't expect a takedown to be there. Okay. Michael Chandler, 5 of 12 on his takedowns. Arman Saryukian didn't go his way. Didn't expect it. All right. Beneil Dariush didn't get one, surprisingly, but didn't need one because that fight only lasted less than a round, and he knocked him out. Islam, don't expect it there. You know, it's fucking Islam, for God's sakes. But Justin Gaethje just took the back, and it ended in a minute. Okay. All right. That's fair. Dustin Poirier, another one got to the back, but he tried 6 takedowns attempted. All right. So he's trying 1 for 2 on Michael Chandler. Got a takedown there. This might be another week where it dies on the last leg, but if Charles Oliveira wins this fight, he's getting a takedown. He's getting a takedown. Okay. And now for Max. Does Max get taken down? Let's take a look. Dustin Poirier attempted, didn't get it. He lost that fight. It is what it is. Ilia Topuria got 2 takedowns on Max Holloway. I don't even remember him, but he did. He did. Justin Gaethje never got a shot. He broke his nose super early. Korean Zombie attempted, didn't get it. Arnold Allen, not the type to get a takedown. I don't even think he got one on Gene Silva. He's not getting one on Max Holloway. Volk didn't get one the first time, but the last time, but the first time he definitely did. Calvin Kattar didn't get one. Yair, for God's sakes, got a takedown on Max Holloway. If Yair could get one, I think Charles could get one, bro. Yeah, 3 for 9, Volk. 0 for 4, Volk. I don't remember that. Yeah, 1 for 15, Frankie Edgar. So half of his opponents have taken him down, okay? So I like that as a possible takedown prop. Now, Renner to Ritter's another one that I'm kind of liking. I know Kyle Borralho, solid. Kyle Borralho's actually only been taken down by 2 people in his career. He's only been taken down twice. So that's why this prop scares me and why I don't really want to do a takedown prop. I believe it was in 2022. Yeah, Makhmud Muradov took him down twice. So he's been taken down 3 times. Twice in his fight with Kyle Borralho that Borralho won. And I believe it was Gadzi. Yeah, and Gadzi took him down once. 1 for 2. Those takedowns. Those are the only times Kyle Borralho's been taken down. He doesn't normally get a lot of takedowns or even attempt a lot of takedowns, but he got some there. 4 for 5. He got one in each of these fights. So in 2022, he had a grapple heavy style, right? But you move to 2023, only 1 takedown attempted. He went 3 for 6 on Oleksiejczuk, but you obviously want to take Oleksiejczuk down. Against Jared Cannonier, only attempts once and gives up on it. Against Paul Craig, didn't even attempt to take down. 2025. And against Imavov, attempted 5 times and didn't get a takedown. So that's why I didn't like Borralho takedowns, but a takedown's possible. Also, Renner's game is on the ground, so why would you want to take it there? He's probably better on the feet, so he's going to want to keep it on the feet. So I didn't like a Kaio takedown prop, but RDR, I mean, if you look at his fights, 3 for 7 against Brendan Allen, against Robert Whittaker, 2 for 15. Against, who was it? Against Mearshart, 5 for 13. So for me, I kind of like an RDR takedown prop. And last but not least, obviously, we got to go with Rosas Jr. We have to. He's going against Rob Font, who has less than 50% takedown defense. What the fuck would we be doing if we didn't have a takedown prop with Raul Rosas Jr.? It would be egregious. It would be malpractice. I mean, let's look at Rob Font first. He's been taken down, besides David Martinez, who only attempted 2 takedowns and didn't get it. He's been taken down 4 times in almost every single one of his fights. Gene Matsumoto, 7 of 10 on his takedowns on Rob Font. Kyler Phillips, who's not known for grappling, 4 for 5 on his takedowns on Rob Font. Davison Figueiredo, 4 for 7 on his takedowns of Rob Font. Corey Sandhagen, 7 for 7 on takedowns against Rob Font. Do I need to go deeper? I mean, Cheeto, we don't expect Cheeto takedowns. Cheeto probably hasn't attempted a takedown since the 3rd grade. Okay, and neither is Jose Aldo. But Cody might have. Cody Garbrandt was 3 for 10 on Rob Font in takedowns. Almost every one of his opponents has gotten at least 3 takedowns on him. Even in a loss, Marlon Moraes got 2 takedowns on Rob Font. Ricky Simone went 6 for 16 on takedowns of Rob Font. Do you see where I'm going here? I don't even need to look at the Raul Rosas Jr. takedown props. We know what the man does. But just to put a nice little bow on it, I mean, match made in heaven here. 4 for 8. He's going to get 3 or 4 takedowns on Rob Font. 3 for 7 on Kioria Lang. On Ricky Tercios, 4 for 7. Down to 2023. On Terrence Mitchell, he knocked him out early. Didn't get a takedown. C-Rod, 3 for 16. 16 takedown attempts. On Jay Perrin, 2 for 3. Like, he's going to get a takedown. He's going to get a takedown on Rob Font. So if I had to do a takedown double parlay, it's going to be Charles Oliveira, Renner de Ritter, Raul Rosas Jr. If I'm doing a fight does not go the distance one, just because the takedowns are taking the soul out of me these days, then I'm probably going the Dober Johnson fight to not go the distance. The Rodriguez Fajeda fight to not go the distance, which is a rematch in which Fajeda knocked out Rodriguez last time. Fight does not go the distance in Cody Brundage and Dante Johnson. Okay. Cody Brundage hates a decision, allergic even. And then our boy Luke Fernandez and Adolfo Bellato fight does not go the distance. I mean, we have a paid actor against a killer in there. Fight does not go the distance. So those would be my 4 legs for a fight does not go the distance parlay. But if I'm doing a takedown parlay, it's Charles Oliveira, René de Ritter, Raul Rosas. Again, there are no prelims fighters in my takedown prop because we can't get takedown props for prelim fighters. Unfortunately, they don't offer them on DraftKings or FanDuel in my area. So that's why it's always main card fighters for takedown props. But that's it for me. Gave you guys the clubber parlay of the week yesterday, the subber parlay of the week today, the dubber parlay of the week. I mean, we'll have CP units on Friday, so we'll figure that out between Holloway and Charles. Who else would be on that card? I think Rosas Jr. and Font are in the game, so we'll have that simulation. Who else? Who else might be in the game? Bohalio RDR. That's going to be in the simulation. I think we'll have a 3-fight simulation. Oh, shit. Dober Johnson's in the game. We're going to have a 4-fight simulation on Friday. And that is it, I believe. Yep. 4-fight simulation Friday. So CP units on Friday. Don't forget to come back on that for that. Thursday, we should be dropping something tomorrow. If not, then definitely next week. So don't forget to come back to the channel, check out the content. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. Let me read these comments real quick. Do you remember the geek Bellato got up, kicked, and pretended he was more than hurt trying to get a DQ win? Yeah, I remember that. Spanish people are the only people with the balls to name their kids Jesus. Bro, it's crazy to not too long ago. Durden seemed pretty legit. Now he's looking like crazy. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight losing streak, brother. Cosmo says, if your name is Cody, you might be losing this weekend. Damn, you're taking Zhao Long to beat Cody Garbrandt? No love? Damn. Max has never been close to being sub since he was 21 years old. Yeah, that's why I'm not on the Charles Oliveira sub props. Me Rocket says, no, Cosmo, that's not Brundage is winning dudes. Pretty legit. He obliterated Malcoon. Stop. Cosmo Max has never seen the grappling of an Oliveira. Where do you get these takedown prop bets? You get them on DraftKings or FanDuel. On DraftKings, you have to click the fight and scroll all the way to the right to fighter props, and you'll see it there. They set it over, and then they'll give you props for like 2, 3, 4, 5 takedowns. And then in FanDuel, you have to wait till the day of the fight or the night right before the fight. And they're the only ones that give you 1 takedown prop. So DraftKings only sets a line, but FanDuel, even if their line set at like 5.5 takedowns, they will give you the odds for 1 takedown. So that's why you always see my takedown prop on FanDuel. But yeah, and that's that. Cosmo says, when Sandhagen can ragdoll you in wrestling, you are booty. Let's go. See you Friday. See you guys Friday, man. Appreciate everybody that pulled up to the chat. Hope you guys enjoyed Hump Day. Again, this is our 4th iteration of Hump Day. If you guys continue to like it, continues to grow and see views and get more subs, then we will continue Hump Day and TKO Tuesday and all that. It's a lot of work for this show. So if it ain't getting the recognition it deserves, I'm killing this motherfucker. All right. But appreciate everybody that pulled up to the chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the Hump Day. Shout out to Eileen Perez. Shout out to Bobby King Green. Shout out to Jacoby Smith. Shout out to Jordan Leavitt. Shout out to all the grapplers that made a name for themselves and joined the top 10 list on today's fights. Hope you guys enjoy. Keep in mind to look out on social media for the parlay graphics. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, hit that QR code right there. We're trying to get to 800. So subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow on social. That's where we put out the parlays for the clubber, the subber, the dubber, the CP units, the low risk, the high risk, all that. That's on our social channels down below. So scan the QR code. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. If you've been enjoying all this content and not liking the video and not subscribed to this channel and don't have a membership or at least thought about getting one, you're a specific type of scumbag that I don't like. All right? Scram. All right? You better have liked. You better have subscribed. You better be showing love to all the iterations of content. Don't forget to look on social media. Check us out. Share with a friend too. Don't be greedy. Don't be stingy with it. Damn. Share this shit with a friend. Make their lives better too. Don't you like your friends? Shit. I'd be sharing with them. My friends don't watch my shit though. Fuck them motherfuckers. But anyways, catch you guys. I see you guys Friday live. Hopefully you see my face tomorrow with some content out. If not, you will see it next week. But yeah, I'll see you guys Friday for CP units, and I'll see you guys Saturday. We will have a locker room before UFC 326. It is what it is. We got to look at that chart, don't we? Have a good rest of your week. I'm out. Deuces. Then you will deny I'm a sick talent. Whole music industry is imbalanced. I just managed to smoke weed and get panties and I pull. Cause I'm really not a chick magnet, but I'm cool. I am back at it. Love crime, I have savage. I already lost my mind and I crash planets. Yes, I do it all the time and I can't stand it. I am back at it. Yeah, high like a crack addict, but I'm really on my grind. I ain't outlandish. I'm just steady trying to fly cause I'm now stranded. I am back at it. Love crime, I have savage. I already lost my mind and I crash planets.